welcome to Not Before Bedtime, guys. I'm Max Quarters, and this is FTL.
Ladies and gentlemen, we will be reviewing today Night of the Living Dead, the George Romero cult classic from 1968. The one that set off the whole genre of zombie movies, one of Max's favorites, right? So it starts off with them in the cemetery, right? The brother and sister.
And Johnny.
They don't know what's going on yet. And then all of a sudden you see that one
just like
guy in the background, right?
And then Johnny started saying, remember that story?
Do you remember one time when we were small, we were out here? It was from right over there. I jumped out at you from behind the tree, and Grandpa got all excited, and he shook his fist at me, and he said, "Boy, you be damned to hell." Remember that? Right over there.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny.
Yeah, that part was kind of cool because he started making fun of her.
Johnny.
You're still afraid.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
They're coming to get you, Barbara.
Stop it. You're ignorant.
They're coming for you, Barbara.
But they were looking at that one guy.
And then they noticed what was happening.
Oh, no!
Barbara runs into the house. She still doesn't know what's going on.
Then she found Ben.
Yeah, so he was kind of trying to take control, and she was hysterical.
This pump out here is locked. Is there a key? We can try to get out here if we can get some gas. Is there a key?
She wasn't even talking. I would be pretty scared too, wouldn't you?
If I was a child still, I would be hella scared.
I'd be scared as an adult. They were all scared.
I'd be like really, really scared. This is real.
Did you notice they didn't even call them zombies in the movie?
Things.
They said the ghouls.
They didn't say ghouls.
The whole time. They don't say zombie one time in the whole movie. Originally, they wrote it to be aliens eating dead people. It was supposed to be a kind of a comedy. So it's going to be a little more funny. And then it was actually based off a book, which also had a movie. It's called I Am Legend.
I think I heard of that.
So those characters in the I Am Legend book were actually vampires. So when George Romero, when they wrote the movie, they switched it up. They didn't want it to be exactly like that book, but they had it kind of based off the book at the end of the world.
That happens sometimes.
So what was your favorite scene in the movie?
Barbara trying to get away from the first zombie. That was my favorite part. It was like suspenseful, scary. I guess that was one of my favorite parts.
I would probably pick when they went out to get the gas.
When two people got blown up. Death part.
Well, because that was like the craziest part. They go out there, and I don't know how they messed that up.
Well, I know because the car was on fire and gasoline was in it, so it blew up.
I know, but he went to fill the gas tank and poured the gasoline all over the torch. He totally missed the truck. You know? They were scared. They were trying to rush. When they blew up, the zombies came afterwards and ate them.
Scary.
That was
gory.
That was super crazy. That was. And actually, that was one of the things that people complained about when it came out.
Really?
Yeah, because you have to think there wasn't that many gory movies back then. There was only a couple.
True.
Because Dracula and Frankenstein and all those, like, think about the Blob. The Blob wasn't gory. You know, there was no real gore in that movie.
It was funny.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Before that, there wasn't really anything like that. I mean, they were eating body parts.
Yeah, that's gross. That's really gross. Gross. Disgusting. Yeah, gory.
Like,
gory.
Yeah, disgusting. Like,
Oh, remember that part when that guy was eating the bone?
Yeah, it looked like a big turkey leg. It probably was a turkey leg.
That was the grossest part.
It was pretty gross. Yeah, I thought the intestine eating was the grossest part.
I was about to throw up. I was like, throw up was in my mouth, and then I was like, I got to take this back. And I swallowed it, and I was like, oh, I should have not done that.
I didn't get that disgusted, but, you got to think back then, that was, people never seen anything like that.
I don't know even why they took a long clip of that. I don't know. You understand what I'm trying to say. Why did they do a long clip of people eating disgusting parts of ugly things?
Well, they were trying to, shock people. That had never really been done. This movie was set off all the other horror movies.
Really?
Yeah, because it took it beyond just a monster movie. A lot of the movies before that were monster movies. Dracula and Frankenstein and the Blob and stuff like that. But this was another level.
I guess it was pretty scary.
Really scary.
Really, yes. Better.
I don't know what the scariest part was.
Are you kidding me?
What do you think
the end of the part when he got shot between the eyes and put him in a burning fire.
You, drag that out of here and throw it on the fire. Nothing down here. All right, go ahead down and give him a hand. Let's go check out the house. There's something there. I heard a noise.
Ben, when he got shot
that
between...
was messed up, but I wasn't scared. I'm trying to think what the scariest part was.
For me, I would have to say when they got blown up.
Okay. I just thought that was crazy. I wasn't.
Tom was one of my favorite guys. Tom was the best. He was just trying to help people out. He was going with Ben, hey, I think we should stay up here, Mr. Cooper. But
I know he was a good character.
Mr. Cooper was the worst.
He stank.
He stinked because why wouldn't he let a person inside from 1 million zombies trying to eat him? So what I think how they got in the house, I think the body parts made them stronger.
Maybe.
That's what I think.
But definitely, yeah, you could be right. Barbara, you don't even see what happens to her. I guess she just gets eaten.
But people didn't really know back then because I thought that was the first zombie movie they made.
There's, I was reading up, and there are a couple others, but not like that. And they sort of created what a zombie is with the eating flesh and all that kind of stuff. They kind of made that because
that's crazy.
Because they figured out how to kill the zombies. You had to bash their brain or shoot them in the brain. That was the only thing that stopped them, remember?
Mm-hmm.
And then what'd you have to do to them after? You remember?
Burn them.
Yeah, you had to burn them. You get rid of them. That was the only way. But then remember the news and the TV started telling you.
Shoot them in the head.
People how to. They started telling people. So do you think they would have survived if they would have just stayed in the basement?
Nah. Well,
because
I guess.
Maybe.
I guess because there's like only one person who turned into a zombie, and Ben can totally handle that. So
Yeah.
I guess.
That's what I was thinking. But I think it was a good idea to try to go to that rescue center.
Yeah, but it was
That they-
like far.
that
It could be like 16 miles away.
Who knows? They might have survived. But it made sense to try to escape because, for all you know, all those zombies would have bum rushed the house anyway, would have broken through, and then killed them all in the basement. Even though nobody survived anyway. So what is it? What is it that you don't like?
Everything.
Everything?
All of the people died. The last good guy who survived every single zombie, like 5 million of them, and he survived every single one of them. Ben, I can't believe he just died.
The cult classic from George Romero. Shout out the whole Pittsburgh area. That's why I wore my Pittsburgh Steeler hat, because they filmed the movie right outside of Pittsburgh. Night of the Living Dead, despite if, Max is not the craziest fan of it, it is a staple in horror. It's one of the first, especially if you're a zombie fan, is a must watch because it set off the whole thing. I have a question for you, and then we'll wrap it up. So, what do you think? Is this safe to watch before bedtime or not before bedtime? I'm going to go with not before bedtime, too. It's a little scary. Even though I like to be scared, so I watch everything before bedtime.
Bye-bye.
Night of the Living Dead, George Romero.
Bye. Peace.
Brains.
Bye.